Hello everyone, we are coming up to one beautiful Shabbos, another Shabbos in the month of Adar. As we spoke, we have 2 months of Adar, so we have many Shabbos in the month of Adar. And this Shabbos is called Parshat Vayakhel, and Vayakhel means that Moshe Rabbeinu gathered all the Jews to tell them the beautiful new mitzvah coming up, and this is to build a tabernacle for the Almighty. And as God told him that by building this tabernacle, this is going to be the rectification for the transgression they did by building the golden calf, as we all know that story. We learned about it before. So self-understood, as we know, the Jews got very excited. Israel was so excited that finally God is ready to forgive them for that sin, and they have to do something beautiful about it, and this is to build a tabernacle for God, the Mishkan. And the mitzvah was that everybody had to bring as much as they can, gold and silver and many different articles and items, in order to build that tabernacle. And we're learning in this 6th parsha that Moshe Rabbeinu, after gathering all the Jews, he gives them the message about building the tabernacle, and he says, every one of you participate, whoever wants to have that mitzvah to participate in that beautiful mitzvah of building a tabernacle for Hashem. And everybody, as we'll learn, the 6th parsha, was so excited to bring their goods, the gold and the silver and so on, to build a tabernacle for God. And then also many people got involved, not only in giving their money, not only of getting the precious metals to build a temple, their own work. Everyone that was able to do in any profession to build a temple, to sew, etc., got involved. As we learn that men were involved in it, women were involved in it, when even little kids were involved in this mitzvah of giving for the tabernacle and building the tabernacle for Hashem. And they were doing it with a great joy, with a great simcha, because they knew this is the forgiveness. This is how God will forgive them for the sin of the golden calf. So after such a sad moment, sad time of doing that transgression, they were a real high, a real excitement, a real simcha, a real joy. They could do something amazing and beautiful for God, and this will be forgiveness for them. But we see something very interesting in this whole story, that we learn in many different times that God appointed Moshe Rabbeinu to ask Jews to give donations to God. As we all know the story, the machachita shekel, the half shekel, that also supposed to be given to God. But in that donation, and in many other donations, really it's only for men to give. And in this donation we're talking about for the tabernacle, to build the Mishkan, and the work to do for the Mishkan was involvement by the men, by the women, by children, by everyone. Every single person was involved. Was no limitation whom. And what is the idea? Why is it that everybody was involved in that? What it had to be that everyone should be involved in that? When the idea is, as we just said before, that the whole idea of the Mishkan was to forgive for the transgression of golden calf. As we know, unfortunately, a transgression of the golden calf means idol worshipping. A transgression like this, the entire community gets punished. And therefore, in order to rectify a transgression like this, in order to get the forgiveness, it's not enough that only the men that they should rectify. It's got to be the men, the women, the children, the entire mishpacha. Everybody has got to do something good and positive in order there should be the forgiveness of Hashem. And this is why, and this mitzvah we find special. Everyone was involved in that mitzvah, because it was a mitzvah to forgive for the transgression. That transgression was involving every single one, men, women, and children. And this is interesting. This involves the same idea we see by Purim, as we are in the month of Adar, the holiday of Purim. But it's Purim, we see the same thing. As we know, the whole decree of Haman came because prior of that time the Jews bowed down to the tselem, it's called, to the idol. And as we know, the same idea then, that this was something, a decree by men, women, and children, by the entire mishpacha, the entire Jewish family. And therefore we see, in order to annul the decree of Haman, and that, as we said, the decree came because of the idol worshipping. So in order to annul the decree, was not enough just men to do tshuva. Not enough for women to do that. Had to be also the children involved. And on the contrary, as we know the story with Purim, the children were the most involved. As we know the story with Mordechai, that he got 22,000 children and learned with them Torah, and this what made that decree of Haman be annulled. And this is what brought Simcha and Purim. The focus was everyone, and especially the children. And this is the same thing as we have to know today in order to be able to bring another redemption to us, to bring Mashiach, especially has to do not enough men and not enough it's women. It's got to be the children involved too. And this is how we see our Rebbe was so involved with the little kids. Just to share a short story, very, very quick. And this is that once the Rebbe would drive, he wouldn't drive, he would be driven from his house to 770 in his car. And he was then on the side road of Eastern Parkway, if you know the way it looks like. And he was driving there, again, being driven there. And he sees a little kid running towards 770, running towards the shul, because he saw the Rebbe's car and he wanted to be there before the Rebbe comes in. He should be able to see the Rebbe coming in and get a penny or a nickel or a dime for tzedakah from the Rebbe. The Rebbe looks from the window and he sees how the kid is running towards 770. The Rebbe tells the driver, "Could you please slow down? Poor kid is running so fast to be able to see me. Slow down. Like this, he should be able to make it before me. He should be able to be there before I will come in. Like this, he can get the nickel or the quarter or the dime for tzedakah." Just look at the Rebbe, the most busiest person in the world, occupied 24/7 with so much, and still tells his driver, "Slow down. Let's go a bit slower." That a child that's running to be able to get the nickel for tzedakah, he should be able to make it. That's the power of us, the power of our generation or generations before, that in order to bring Mashiach, it's the children we got to take care of. It's the children we got to make him do a lot of mitzvahs. Have yourself a good Shabbos and a happy Purim. Talk to you soon.